What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, what a day it has been. I don't know about you, but I've been watching them go back and forth in the House all day long. They started at 9 a.m. The House convened around 9 a.m. and it's been going on all day. I had so much fun watching them go back and forth. The Democrats, the Republicans, everyone having their different opinions. We even saw some people switch sides a little bit in their opinion. The votes were going up. It was so intense. We all wanted to know. Let me know in the comments if you watched some of this debate and some of the voting. It's really moving to watch Americans be Americans. It's the democracy. You gotta love it. The whole process. But here we are with some news. I don't want to say if I think it's good news or bad news, because that just depends on how you feel about the bill. So I'm not going to say, yes, I want the bill, or no, I didn't want the bill to go through. I'm just going to give it to you straight. The HEROES Act was passed in the House. Yes, it made it through. It passed in the House. So if you were on the side of, yes, I want this thing to pass, I like everything that it stands for. The 15% increase in food stamps, the forgiveness of student loan debts, the releasing of some prisoners, nonviolent offenders, all of the provisions for illegal immigrants to still receive stimulus. If you liked all of the things that this stood for, money for PPE, extra money for essential workers, hazard pay, money for the postal workers and the postal service. If you were excited about that, great news for you. It all passed. Now, let's talk about what happened next, because this is pretty exciting. If you're waiting on that $1,200, you are one step closer. I'm going to keep saying it passed in the House, but this is what you have to know and take into account. It has not yet gone to the Senate. So if we look at the House is mostly Democratic. Okay, and so the Democrats proposed the HEROES Act. They hold the majority in the House. So it's likely that the House would vote yes on this bill. Think of it like this. If you have 10 people in your house, let's talk about your house at home. If you have 10 people in your house and your neighbor has 7 people in their house, and the homeowners association is voting on something, and it's you and your neighbor voting, whose house is more likely to get the most votes? And that's how it was today with the HEROES Act. In the House, the Democrats have way more people. The Republicans have fewer people. So when we're voting on something that the Democrats want, of course they have the bigger family, so they're going to get the most votes in. So it passed in the House, and a lot of people expected that. But the next move is, will it pass in the Senate? That's what we need to be watching for. So yes, we have a win. If you wanted it, great. If you didn't want it, there's still hope for you. It might not pass in the Senate. So it still has to go to the Senate, and it still has to go through negotiations. That's going to be the next step. I mean, it passed in the House, but they're going to have to start tweaking some stuff, because the Republicans are saying, good for you, you won it in the House, but we'll see you over in the Senate. This thing needs to look good by the time it makes it there, because we don't like it the way it is. And even more, President Trump has already said he doesn't like this bill the way it is, and he has already, I don't want to say threatened, but threatened to veto it. So we kind of need to see some tweaking on this bill from the Democrats before this thing reaches the Senate. So let me know in the comments, are you happy that the bill passed, or are you mad that it even made it out of the House? Let me know if you think it has no chance in the Senate, or do you think some Republicans may change their mind and this thing just might pass? Some of you are saying, what can I do at this point? I want it to pass in the Senate. What can I do? Well, the only thing you can do right now, besides hope and pray, is to put pressure on your congressmen and congresswomen, to put pressure on your senators and let them know, whether it's a call to their office or a letter, whatever you can do quickly to let them know, hey, we need this thing to happen, and we need it to happen now. That's for those of you who want it to happen. And if you don't want it to happen, same thing. No matter what side you're on, let your voice be heard. And I'm going to keep you updated on this thing, and we're going to see how it unfolds. But for those of you who are so happy hoping that this passed, good news, it did. It passed the House. Now we wait to see if it makes it out of the Senate. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out.